I've been in my Bible lately. You understand me? Like, shit crazy out here.
World said fuck us, so we said fuck the world.
You know,
the world said fuck us, so
24/13.
we said fuck the world.
He that should have done to the end.
The world said fuck us,
Shall be
so we
saved.
said fuck the world.
Fuck the world.
The world don't love us, nah. So we said fuck the world. Look, I know your kinfolk gone, but hold on. I know them lights ain't on, but hold on. Look, even if you feel you got nothing to hold on, I got a message. God said hold on to your sanity. I know you in a position that you ain't planned to be. With our lives, we're not addicted to gambling. You feel the pressure, the thoughts in your head are scrambling. You feel the storm getting closer. You feel like giving up before you even start, then it's over. You feeling like fuck it, you going through too much to be sober. Life is passing you by as you do this over and over, over and over, over and over, over and over. Trying to make a change now. Instead of that, you fall a victim to the same now. Starting to find out that this life is not a game now. Back against the wall, couldn't run as the poor man screamed to the top of his lungs. Said fuck us, so we said fuck the world. The world said fuck us, so we said fuck the world. The world said fuck us, so we said fuck the world. The world don't love us, so we said fuck the world. For real, look. Cover your eyes, don't wanna see the blood on the leaves. Bodies of eyes innocently hanging from trees, floating the screens, blood in the water, blood on the altar. Still don't believe justice is coming. Heavenly Father, did not Christ say vengeance is mine? Don't even bother. When he return, it's gonna be slaughter. Ooh, I know you don't wanna face it, but what's real love sound like hatred. And you gotta be fucking crazy if you think they gonna get away with killing all them babies, feeding them to alligators. All the women that was raped, the transatlantic slave trade made us build a nation that we can't partake in. School to prison, pipeline, mass incarceration. All the lives that's been taken, hated to love it. You only talk about forgiveness cause we never get justice. I think you really reluctant. I remember hearing a hood nigga say all the shit he would have done if he was living during slavery. Look what's going on today, and you ain't doing a damn thing but putting shame on your ancestors' name. But who's to blame? All these drugs, pills, weed, beans, lean, and cocaine. I get the feeling that we living in a big dope game. World said fuck us, so we said fuck the world. The world said fuck us, so we said fuck the world. The world said fuck us, so we said fuck the world. The world don't love us, so we said fuck the world.
I got you. Let it rap. Look. The city eyes, it's time to vote off. My God, a real nigga, cause he wasn't no flaw. Posted on the corner like a watchdog. Family secure, got that shot in the closet by the mob ball. Fuck what they heard, but tell them it's all true. Be cautious, that foundation forces you fall through. They gon' fall. Look, I keep this shit 50 times 2. Ain't no more heart in this game, I'm John Q. Colder than the avalanche, way above average. Fierce taste, he told him make me an apple crisp. Left us in the valley full of bones, this where hope found. Java, come on, man, dark sands get broke down. Riding through Evans to a mall quad, telling me how the crackers turn his child into a ghost town. Focus out, nigga, I lay that game down. I feel his pain, cause nothing is the same now. Never like shine like heaven through a rain cloud. Block have a fit like my child, no tangent. Try to warn them niggas, we bear arms like tarantulas. Them mother niggas rap, I make anthems for it. I really see prophets under this banner. Make my enemies bow down on camera. Told my design I wanted black and white like a panda. I'm better than that nigga that stuck dirty to handle. Look, I move like a Brazilian, precious cargo, spirit Asian, but I got a new semi-auto. Wave that bitch around like where's Hardo. Leave if name, so I gotta keep that steel clutch. Trust me, I'm not what you think. I squeeze till it click like Georgia when the heels touch. The world got me dumb, I don't feel much. Round with Yara down, just left the state bridge. Looking for a bitch better than baby kid. Remember I dropped Quiet Song, I've been gone ever since. Still in the field, fuck them niggas on the fence, yeah.
All right, yeah. Shalom, Israel. We're at the ISUPK. Start out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We're under commanding General Yohanan, and we're not affiliated with any other Hebrew Israelite group. I'm priest and officer of 1,000 Kawan Yahawada, ISUPK, Louisiana. And this is ISUPK, Louisiana Sabbath service. We are doing the book of Genesis, picking up where we left off last week, Genesis 23 and 17. We'll go through Genesis 24 and 45. We will read both in the Hebrew and in the English. With that, I say amajim, which means to stand in Hebrew. La Yasha'ala. Upon Hakodam, which means to turn and face the east. We'll read the prayers both in Hebrew and in English. The Lord's Prayer. Abanawa, Shabashamaya, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Daba'a, Ratazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamaya, the Denanawa, Lakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalaknoa, Kabawaknoa, Kasalaknoa, Kabawak Wala'a, Gaba'ayanawa, Manasayawan, Abal, Hawashayanawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Wahatapara, La'aiwalamyam, Aman. In the English we read, Our fathers, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. So be it. This is the power, or hakak in the Hebrew. Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah, Baba Kasha, the Thenlanawa, hakak, Larapa'a, call Maka'ala, or call Manawa, hakak, Latahar, ha, Matazariah, hakak, Lahakwayam, ha, Makiyam, hakak, Al Rakarawa, Hatama'ala, Lagarshan, Bahashim Yahweh Shah, the water of man. What we read in the English, Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shah, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the leper, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you. So be it. Bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Barak Lanawa, Wa Yasha'ala, Wa Ha, Ba Yatsa, Paria, Barak Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, the water of man. In the English we read, Lord, in the name of Yahweh Shai, bless us and Israel and the school in the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you. So be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanya, Al-Haharya, Ma'ayan, Yaba'a, Isaiah, Ma'ay, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, wa Arataza, Al Yatan, Lamawat, Regalka, Al Yanawam, Shamarka, Hana La'a, Yanawam, Wala'a, Ya Yashan, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahawa, Shamarka, Yahawa, Tizalka, Al Yad, Yam Yanka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'a Yakaka, Wayarak, Balal Yala, Yahawa, Yashamarka, Bakal Rai, Yashamar, Aknapashka, Yahawa, Yashamar, Taza'atka, Wabawa'atka, Ma'aith, Wa'aid Awalam. In the English we read, I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from which cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew and then the English. Al-Hayyam, al-Damiyalaka, al-Takarash, wa al-Tashakwat, al-Kayahana, al-Yabyaka, Hayama, Yawan, Ra'ash, al-Aimaka, Ya'ira Yamwa, Sawada, Wayata, Ya'itazawa, al-Tazapawanyaka, al-Marawa, Lakawa, Wanakakidam, Magalia, Wala'a, Yazakar, Sham Yasha'ala, Iwada, Kaya, Nawa Aitazawa, Laba, Lakadwa, Al Yaka, Baryaf, Yakara Wafwa, Ahalya, Adawam, Wayashamai, Alayam, Mawa'aba, Wahagaryam, Gabal, Wa'aimawan, Wa'aimala, Palashat, I'm Yeshabia, Tazawar, Gam Ashawar, Nalawa, I'm Hayawa, Zarawai, Labanya Lawa, Salah, Aishalaham, Kamadian, Kasa Sara'a, Kayabian, Banakal, Koyashwan, Nashamadwa, Ba'ayan Da'ara, Hayawa, Daman, La'a Dama, Shayatamwa, Nada, Yab, Mawa, Ka'ira, Wakazaba, Wakazabak, Wakatazal, Mana'ai, Kal, Nasiyakamwa, Ashar, Amarawa, Nayarasha, Lanawa, Af, Na'awa, Alahayam, Alahaya, Shayatamwa, Kagagala, Kakwas, Lapanya Roka, Ka'ash, Lava Ira Ya Ira, Wakalahaba, Talahat, Yam, Khan, Tharadat, Basa Iraka, Wabasa, Wapatka, Tabahalam, Mala'a, Panyaham, Palawan, Waya Bakwashwa, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Waya Bahawa, Aya Ai, Waya Kaparwa, Waya Abadwa, Waya Da'aiwa, Kaya Ata, Shamka, Yahawa, Labadka, Al Yawan, Al Kaha Arataza. What we read in the English. Keep not thy silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they are consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites, of Moab and the Hagarenes, Gebal and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot, Selah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisir, as to Jabin at the brook of Kisan, which perished at Endor. They became a dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb and like Zei, yea, all their prince as Zabah and as Zamunna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession. Oh my God, make them like a wheel, and the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Lord. Let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the Most High over all the earth. Blessings in the Hebrew and then in the English. Barakatah Yahweh wa Yahweh Shai, wa Maka Ya Allah, wa Allah Hayam, Mataza Baya, Allah Wap Yahana, Ha Allah Wapyam, Ha Saranyam, Ha Kwatazayanyam, Ha Kayal Yalamyam, wa Ha Akwakyam, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, the water Aman. In the English, we read, bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yohana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it. Sar, which means to turn. Yeshabia, you may be seated. All right, we're going to go ahead and get it in, man. The water for tuning in. The water means thank you in Hebrew. For those of you that have tuned into the class, we're going to go ahead, like I said, get it in, finishing up or following up with what we did last week, starting at Genesis 23 and 17. Salakia, which means forgive me or excuse me. And we will be reading through Genesis 24 and 45. We'll read first in the Hebrew and then in the English. For those that are on, that will be online, Facebook and YouTube streaming tomorrow, you will be able to follow along with the Hebrew, the reading online on the screen. For those of you that are on TikTok, we don't have them on the live, so you'll be able to see them, but I will be reading them aloud. So the first 7 verses, Genesis chapter 23 and verse 17 through Genesis 24 and 3 in the Hebrew. Wayakwam Shaddai I Paradwam Ashar Ba Makala Ashar Lapanya Ma Mara'ah Hashada Wahama'ira Ashar Bawa Wakal Ha Taza Ashar Bashada Ashar Bakal Gabalwa Sabayab. Verse 18. La Abaraham La Makwana La I Yanat Yanya Banya Kath Bakal Ba'aya Sha'ira I Yaratwa. Verse 19. Wa Akar Akarya Khan Kwabar Abaraham Atha Shara Ashatawa Al Ma'irath Shada Ha Makapala Al Panya Ma Mara'a Ha Wa'a Khabarwan Ba Arataza Khan Ain. Verse 20. Waya Kwam Ha Shada Wa Hama'ira Ashar Bawa La Abraham La Achazaf Kwabar Ma'atha Banya Chaf. Genesis 24 and verse 1. Wa'a Baraham Zakwan Ba'a Bayam Wa Yahweh Barak Atha Abraham Bakal. Verse 2. Waya Amar Abraham Al I Badawa Zaquan, Bayathwa, Wa Mashal, Bakal, Ashar, Lawa, Shayam, Na'a, Yadak, Fakhath, Yarakaya, verse 3, Wa Ashabaya, Ashabia, Salaki, Ashabia Aika, Ba Yahweh, Alahaya, Hashamayam, Wa Alahaya, Ha Arataza, Ashar, La'a, Thakwak, Asha, Labanya, Mabanawath, Ha Kan Ayan, Ashar, Anyakaya, Yawashaba, Ba Korabawa, verse. All right, and that's it in the Hebrew. Now to the English, we'll read the same 7 verses in the English. So if you could not understand those verses in the Hebrew, which most of you will not, we do read them in English, so you are able to understand what we read. We just read it in Hebrew, and you will be reading it now in the English. Genesis chapter 23 and verse 17. And the field of Ephron, which was in Pakpalah, which was before Mamre, the field, and the cave which was therein, and all the trees that were in the field, that were in all the borders round about, were made sure unto Abraham for a possession in the presence of the children of Heth, before all that went in at the gate of his city. Verse 19. And after this, Abraham buried Sarah, his wife, in the cave of the field of Machpelah, before Mamre. The same is Hebron in the land of Canaan. Verse 20. And the field and the cave that is therein were made sure unto Abraham for a possession of a burying place by the sons of Heth. So again, following up from last week, remember when Abraham was trying to purchase land from Ephron, to be able to bury his wife Sarah because she had died. So he was able to purchase the land, and that is what is mentioning now concerning the land where Abraham is now able to bury his wife Sarah. Genesis 24 and verse 1. And Abraham was old and well stricken in age, and the Lord had blessed Abraham in all things. Verse 2. And Abraham said unto the eldest servant of his house that ruled over all that he had, put, I pray thee, thy hand under my thigh. Verse 3. And I will make thee swear by the Lord, the God of heaven and the God of the earth, that thou shalt not take a wife unto my son of the daughters of the Canaanites among whom I dwell. So with that, most people don't understand that Abraham was giving the law to his servants, which he had promised the Most High God that he would do when he made the covenant with the Lord. And the law that he just gave that's to that servant was that he was not to marry any of the daughters of Canaan, because the law of the Most High God is that you are not supposed to marry those of another nation. And those that are in your household, they are not supposed to do, they are supposed to follow the law. Salaki, they're supposed to follow the law the same way as you are, because they are under your roof. And that is thus saith the Lord. All right, so we're going to go back to the Hebrew, starting at Genesis 24 and 4. And we'll read through verse 10. Kaya al aratazaya wa al mawaladathya talaka wala kwakath asha labanya la yataza hak. Verse 5. Waya amar ala yawa ha I bada awalaya la'a ta'aba ha asha la lakath akharia al ha arataza Ha za'ata. Ha hashaba. Ashayab. Atha. Banaka. All. Ha'aratiza. Ashar. Yataza Atha. Masham. Verse 6. Wa Ya'amar. Alayawa. Abraham. Hashamar. Laka. Hun. Tashayab. Atha. Banya. Shema. Verse 7. Yahweh. Alahaya. Ha Shamayam. Ashar. Lakwa. Chanya. Mabayath. Abaya. Wa Ma'arataza. Ma Wala Dathya. Wa Ashar. Debar. Laya. Wa Ashar. Nashabai. Laya. La Amar. Lazar Aika. Athan. Atha. Ha'arataza. Haza Atha. Hawa'a. Yashalak. Mala'a Kawa. Lapanyaka. Walakak. Asha. Labanya. Masham. Verse 8. Wa Ama. La'a. Ta'aba. Ha'asha. La Lakath. A. Haryaka. Wana Kwayath. Mashaba'ai. Taya. Za'ata. Rakwa. Salagit. Rakwa. Ata. Bayan. La'a. Tashaba. Shema. Verse 9. Wayasham, Ha'ai, Bada, Atha, Yadawa, Fakath, Yaraka, Abraham, Adayan, Adayawa, Wayashabai, Lawa, Al, Hadabar, Hazaha, verse 10. Wayakwak, Ha'ai Bada, Aishara, Lamala. Yam, Magama Lawa, Salatu, Lagama Laya, Adanyawa, Wayalaka, Wakal, Tawab, Adanyawa, Bayadawa. Wayaquam, Wayalaka, Al, Aram, Naharayam, Al, Ayura, Nakarawa. In the English, Genesis 24 and verse 4. But thou shalt go unto my country and to my kindred, and take a wife unto my son Isaac. He's telling him again to take his son Isaac to get a wife from his kindred, from his country, meaning from his nation of people. Verse 5, and the servant said unto him, peradventure the woman will not be willing to follow me unto this land. Must I needs bring thy son again unto the land from whence thou camest? The servant is asking Abraham, telling him that the woman that he's going to go get for Isaac to marry is not going to be willing to follow him all the way back to this land. So he's saying, should I take Isaac with me back to the land from which you came? Verse 6, and Abraham said unto him, beware that thou bring not my son thither again. So don't take my son back to that land. Verse 7, the Lord God of heaven, which took me from my father's house and from the land of my kindred, and which spake unto me, and that swear unto me, saying, unto thy seed will I give this land. He shall send his angel before thee, and thou shalt take a wife unto my son from thence. Verse 8, and if the woman will not be willing to follow thee, then thou shalt be clear from this my oath. Only bring not my son thither again. So don't take my son there, even if the woman does not want to come here. Verse 9, and the servant put his hand under the thigh of Abraham, his master, and swear to him concerning that matter. Verse 10, and the servant took 10 camels of the camels of his master and departed, for all the goods of his master were in his hand. And he arose and went to Mesopotamia, unto the city of Nahor. All right, so back to the Hebrew. Genesis 24 and verse 11 through 17. Wayabarak ha gamalayam ma kawataza la ayira al ba'ar hamayam la aitha irab la aitha taza'ata ha shaba'a sha'abath. Verse 12, Waya Amar Yahweh Alahaya Adanya Abraham Hakwara Na'a Lapanya Hayawan Wa Aisha Hasad Ain Adanya Abraham. Verse 13, Hana Anakaya Natazab Al Ayan Hamayam Wa Banyawath Anashaya Ha'ayara Ya Taza'ata La Sha'aba Mayam. Verse 14, Wa Hayaha Ha Na Ira Ashar Amar Alaya Ha Taya Na'a Kadaka Wa Ashata Wa Mara Shata Wagam La Malayaka Ashakwa Atha Hakakath La Ibada La Ya Tazakak Waba Ada I Kaya I Shayata Chasad Aim Adanya. Verse 15, Wayahaya Ha Taram Kala La Debar Wahana Rabakwa Ya Taza'ata Ashar Yalada La Bathwa'al Ban Malaka Ashaf Nakhawar Akaya Abraham Wakada Al Shakama Shakama. Verse 16, Wahana Ira Tabath Mara'a Ma'ad Bath Wala Wa'ayash La'a Yada Aiha Watarada Ha'aina Ha'ai Yana Watamla'a Kada Wata'ai La. Verse 17, Waya Rataza Ha'ai Bada La Kora'ath La Kora'atha Waya Amar Haga Ya'a Yanya La Na'a Ma'aita Mayam Makadak. Verse 18. Okay, and that's it for that through the English. All right, starting at verse 11. Genesis 24 and verse 11. And he made his camels to kneel down without the city by a well of water at the time of the evening, even the time that women go out to draw water. And he said, O Lord God of my master Abraham, I pray thee, send me good speed this day and shew kindness unto my master Abraham. Verse 13, behold, I stand here by the well of water, and the daughters of the men of the city come out to draw water. Verse 14, and let it come to pass that the damsel to whom I shall say, let down thy pitcher, I pray thee, that I may drink, and she shall say, drink, and I will give thy camels drink also. Let the same be she that thou hast appointed for thy servant Isaac, and thereby shall I know that thou hast showed kindness unto my master. So the servant is praying to the Most High God and saying, if whatever daughter that comes to this well, and I ask her to pitch me water, and she says to me that to drink the water that she draws up from the well, and says that she will give my camel water to drink, let that be the daughter that is for my son or my master Isaac to marry. Verse 15, and it came to pass before he had done speaking that behold, Rebekah came out, who was born to Bethuel, son of Milcah, the wife of Nahor, Abraham's brother, with her pitcher upon her shoulder. Verse 16, and the damsel was very fair to look upon, a virgin, neither had any man known her. And she went down to the well and filled her pitcher and came up. Most people believe that that word virgin means that she has not had sex, but the word virgin by definition in the Bible, it simply means a woman of marriageable age. Continuing on, verse 17, and the servant ran to meet her and said, let me, I pray thee, drink a little water of thy pitcher. She said, drink, my lord. She hasted and let down her pitcher upon her hand and gave him drink. All right, back to the Hebrew. Genesis 24 and verse 18. Wata Amar, Shata, Adanya, Wata Ma'ahar, Wata Rada, Kada, Al, Yadaya, Wata Shakwawa, 19. Wata Kal, Laha Shakwatwa, Wata Amar, Gam, La Gamalaka, Lamayalaka, Asha'aba, Aid, Ama, Kal, Wa, La Shatata, Salaki. Verse 20, Wa Tamahar, Wa Ta'ira, Kada, Al, Hashakwaf, Wa Ta Rataza, Iwada, Al, Haba'ar, La Sha'aba, Wa Tasha'aba, Lakal, Gamala Yawa, verse 21, Waha Ayash, Mashata'a, Laha, Makaryash, Lada Aitha, Haha, Tazal, Yak, Yahweh, Darakwa, Ama, La'a, verse 22, Waya Haya, Ka'ashar, Kalwa, Ha, Gamala Yam, Lashatwa, Waya Hwak, Ha Ayash, Nazam, Zahab, Bakwa'ai, Mashakwalawa, Washanya, Tazamaya, Dayam, Al, Yadaya, Aishara, Zahab, Mashakwalam, verse 23. Waya Amar, Bath, Maya, Ata, Hagayadaya, Na'a, La'a, Salaki, Laya, Hayash, Bayath, Abayaka, Makwawam, Lanawa, Lalayan, verse 24. Wata Amar, Alayawa, Bath, Bath Wa'al, Anakaya, Ban, Malaka, Ashar, Yalada, Lachal, Salaki, La Naharwar. Back to the English. Genesis 24 and verse 18. And she said, drink, my Lord. And she hasted and let down, so like I read this before, and let down her pitcher upon her hand and gave him drink. Verse 19. And when she had done giving him drink, she said, I will draw water for thy camels also until they have done drinking. And she hasted and emptied her pitcher into the trough, and ran again unto the well to draw water, and drew for all his camels. Verse 21, and the man wondering at her held his peace, to wit whether the Lord had made his journey prosperous or not. And it came to pass, as the camels had done drinking, that the man took a golden earring of half a shekel weight, and 2 bracelets for her hands of 10 shekels weight of gold. Verse 23, and said, whose daughter art thou? Tell me, I pray thee. Is there room in thy father's house for us to lodge in? Verse 24, and she said unto him, I am the daughter of Bethuel, the son of Milcah, which she bare unto Nahor. All right. Verse 25 in the Hebrew, reading verse 25 through 31. Get it pulled up. All right. Wata Amar, Alahayawa, Gam, Taban, Gam, Masapa Pawa'a, Rabba, I Manwa, Gam, Makwawam, Lalawan, verse 26. Waya Koda, Ha'ayash, Waya Shatakwa, La Yahweh, verse 27. Waya Amar, Barawaka, Yahweh, Alahaya, Adanya, Abraham, Ashar, La'a, Izab, Khatadawa, Wa Amathwa, Ma'aim, Adanya, Anakaya, Badaraka, Nakhanya, Yahweh, Bayath, Achaya, Adanya, verse 28, Wa Rataza, Hanaira, Wa Thagad, Labayath, Amaha, Kadabaryam, Ha-Ahalya, verse 29, Wala Rabakwa, Ak, Washamwa, Laban, Wayarataza, Laban al Ha-Ayash, Ha-Hawataza, al Ha-Ayan, verse 30. Wayahaya, Kara'ath, Atha, Ha-Nazam, Wa-Atha, Ha-Tazamadyam, Al Yadaya, Achathwa, Wakasham, Iwa, Atha, Dabaria, Rabakwa, Achathwa, La-Amar, Kaha, Dabar, Aliyah, Ha-Ayash, Wayaba'a, Al, Ha-Ayash, Wahana, Imad, Al, Ha Gamalayam Al Ha'ayan, verse 31. Waya Amar Bawa'a Barawaka Yahweh Lama Ta'aimad Bakawataza Wa'a Nakaya Panyath Ya Habayath Wa Makwab Salaki Wa Makwawam Lagama Layam in the English. Genesis 24, starting at verse 25. She said, moreover unto him, we have both straw and provender enough, and room to lodge in. Verse 26, and the man bowed down his head and worshiped the Lord. Verse 27, and he said, blessed be the Lord God of my master Abraham, who have not let this destitute my master of his mercy and his truth. I being in the way, the Lord led me to the house of my master's brethren. Verse 28, and the damsel ran and told them of her mother's house these things. Verse 29, and Rebekah had a brother, and his name was Laban. And Laban ran out unto the man, unto the well. Verse 30, and it came to pass when he saw the earring and bracelet upon his sister's hands, and when he had heard the words of Rebekah his sister, saying, thus spake the man unto me, that he came unto the man, and behold, he stood by the camels at the well. Verse 31, and he said, come in, thou blessed of the Lord. Wherefore standest thou without? For I have prepared the house and room for the camels. All right, back to the Hebrew. Genesis 24 and verse 32. Wayaba'a ha'ayash habayata wayapatha ha'gamalayam wayatan taban wa masapawa'a lagamalayam wa mayam la rakataza regalyawa wa regalia ha anashayam ashar atawa. Verse 33, wa ya yasham la panyawa la a call wa ya amar la a call I ama dabar rathwa salaki dabar rathya dabar ya wa ya amar dabar. Verse 34, wa ya amar I bada Abraham anakaya. Verse 35, wa Yahweh Barak Atha Adanya Ma'ad Waya Gadal Wayatan Lawa Taza'ana Wa Bakwar Wa Zahab Wa Ai Badam Wa Shapakaf Wa Gamalayam Wa Kamaryam Salaki. Verse 36, Wa Talada Shara Ashath Adanya Ban La Adanya Achaya Zakwanata Wayatan Lawa Ata Call Ashar Lawa. Verse 37, Waya Shabayai Naya Adanya La Amar La Fakwak Asha Labanya Mabanawath Hakan Ainaya Ashar Anakaya Yashab Ba'aratazawa. Verse 38, Ama La'a Al Bayath Abaya Talaka Wa'al Mashapakath Ya Walakwakath Asha Labanya. All right, back to the English. All right, Genesis 25 and verse 32 through 38 in the English. And the man came into the house, and he ungirded his camels, and gave straw and provender for the camels, and water to wash his feet, and the man's feet that were with him, the men's feet that were with him. Verse 33, and there was set meat before him to eat. But he said, I will not eat till I have told mine errand. And he said, speak on. Verse 34, and he said, I am Abraham's servant. Verse 35, and the Lord hath blessed my master greatly, and he is becoming great, and he hath given him flocks and herds and silver and gold and men servants and maid servants and camels and asses. Verse 36, and Sarah, my master's wife, bare a son to my master, where she was old, and unto him hath he given all that he had. Verse 37, and my master made me swear, saying, thou shalt not take a wife to my son of the daughters of the Canaanites, in whose land I dwell. Verse 38, but thou shalt go unto my father's house, and to my kindred, and take a wife unto my son. So the servant was just letting them know the reason that he was sent by Abraham was to get a wife of Abraham's family, of his nation. All right, picking up at verse 39 in the Hebrew. Genesis chapter 24 and verse 39. Here. Wa Amar, Al Adanya, Alaya, La'a, Salaka, Ha Asha, Akharya, verse 40. Wa Ya Amar, Alaya, Laya, Yahweh, Ashar, Ha Tahalaka, Lakafya, Lapanyawa, Yasalak, Mala'aka, Mala'akawa, Athaka, Waha Tazalaka Layak, Salaki, Waha Tazalayak, Darakaka, Walakwakath, Asha Labanya, Mama Shapakathya, Wama Bayath, Abaya, verse 41, Azah, Tanakwa, Ma'a Lafya, Kaya, Tabawa'a, Al, Mashapakathya, Wa'ama, La'a, Yatanwa, Laka, Wahaya, Yath, Nakwaya, Ma'al, Salaki, Ma, Al Athaya, verse 42, Wa Aba'a, Hayawam, Al, Ha Ayan, Wa Amar, Yahweh, Alahaya, Adanya, Abraham, Amar, Yashika, Na'a, Matazalayak, Darakia, Ashar, Anakaya, Halak, Laya, verse 43, Hana, Anakaya, Natazab, Ayal, Ayan, Salaki, Hamayam, Wahayaha, Ha Ilama, Haya, Ha Ya Tazaata, Lasha'aba, Wa Amar Rathya, Alayaha, Hashakwayan Ya, Na'a, Ma'ata, Mayam, Makadak, verse 44, Wa'amara, Alaya, Gam, Atha, Shata, Wagam, Lagamalayam, Asha Abba, Ha Wa'a, Ha Asha, Ashar, Hakayak, Yahweh, Laban, Adanya, verse 45, Anaya, Taram, Akala, La Dabar, Al, La Baya, Wahana, Rabakwa, Ya Taza'ath, Wakada, Al, Shakama, Watarad, Ha'ai Yana, Watasha Abba, Wa Amar, Alaya, Ha Shakwayan Ya Na'a. And to finish it off in the English, Genesis 24 and verse 39 through 45. And I said unto my master, peradventure, the woman will not follow me. And he said unto me, the Lord, before whom I walk, will send his angel with thee, and prosper thy way. And thou shalt take a wife for my son, of my kindred, and of my father's house. Verse 41. Then shalt thou be clear from this my oath, when thou comest to my kindred, and if they give not thee one, thou shalt be clear from my oath. Verse 42. And I came this day unto the well and said, O Lord God of my master Abraham, if now thou do prosper my way. Thou do prosper my way, which I go. Verse 43. Behold, I will stand by the well of water, and it shall come to pass that when the virgin come forth to draw water, and I say to her, give me, I pray thee, a little water of thy pitcher to drink. Verse 44. And she say to me, both drink thou, and I will also draw for thy camels. Let the same be the woman whom the Lord hath appointed out of my master's son, out for my master's son. And verse 45, and before I had done speaking in my heart, behold, Rebekah came forth with her pitcher on her shoulder, and she went down unto the well and drew water. And I say unto her, let me drink, I pray thee. And that concludes the readings for this Sabbath service. With that, I say amajim, which means to stand. Hapan HaKodam, which means to turn and face the east. We'll do the prayers both in Hebrew and in English. The Lord's Prayer. Abanawa, Shabashamaya, Kodash, Hayah, Shabka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Taba'a, Ratazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamaya, Nathemanawa, Lakam, Call, Yawam, Wasalak Noah, Kabawat Noah, Kasalak Noah, Kabawat Yanawa, Wala'a, Tabayanawa, Banasayawan, Abal, Hawashayanawa, Ayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Wahatapara, La Iwalamyam, Aman. In English we read, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever, so be it. The power, or hakak in the Hebrew. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah Babakashah. Lathan Lanawa. Hakak. Larapa'ah. Call Maka'ala. Or call Manawa. Hakak. Latahar. Ha Batazarayim. Hakak. Lahakoyam. Ha Matiyam. Hakak. Al Rakarawa. Hatama'ala. Lagarshan. Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. The water Aman. What we read in the English. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shah, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the leper, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahweh Shah, thank you. So be it. Bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Barak Lanawa. Wa Yasha'ala. Waha Bayatsaparium. Barak Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Bawara Aman. In English we read, Lord, in the name of Yahweh Shai, bless us and Israel and the school in the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you. So be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'a, Ayanya, Al-Haharyam, Ma'ayan, Yaba'a, Isaiah, Ma'ayin, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemaiah, Wa'aratazah, Al-Yatan, Lamawat, Regalka, Al-Yanawam, Shamarka, Hanala'a, Yanawam, Wala'a, Yayashan, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Talzalka, Al-Ya, Yamyanka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'a Yakalka, Wayarak, Below Yala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal Rai, Yashamar, Aknapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'adka, Wabawa'adka, Ma'ait, Wa'ait Awalam. What we read in the English, I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from which cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Al-Hayyam, Al-Damayalaka, Al-Takarash, or Al-Tashakwat, Al-Kayahana, Ayawabyaka, Hayama, Yawan, Ra'ash, Al-Imaka, Ya'ara Yawwa, Sawada, Wayata, Ya'aitazawa, Al-Tazapawanyaka, Amarawa, Lakawa, Wanakakidam, Magoya, Wala'a, Yazakar, Sham Yasha'ala, Iwada, Kaya, Nawa'aitazawa, Laba, Yakadwa, Al Yaka, Barya, Yakarathwa, Ahalya, Adawam, Wa Yashamai, Al Yam, Wa'aba, Wahagarium, Gabal, Wa'aimawan, Wa'aimalak, Palasha, I'm Yashabya, Tazawar, Gam Ashawar, Nalawa, I'm Hayawa, Zarawai, Labanya Lawa, Salah, Aishalaham, Kamadian, Kasa Sara'a, Kayabian, Banakal, Koyashwan, Nashamadwa, Ba'ayan Da'ara, Hayawa, Daman, La'adama, Shigatabwa, Nadayab Mawa, Ka'ira, Wakazaba, Wakatazal, Mana'ai, called Nasiya Kamwa, Ashar, Amarawa, Nayarasha, Lanawa, Na'awa, Alahayam, Alahaya, Shiyatamwa, Kadagala, Kakwash, Lapanya Rawaka, Ka'ash, Tabaira Ya'ira, Wakalahaba, Talahat, Parayam, Kan, Tharadakma, Basa Iraka, Wabasa, Wapatka, Tabahala, Mala'a, Panyaham, Kualawam, Wayaba Kwashwa, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Salaki, Wayaba Hoa, Ai, Wayakaparwa, Waya Abadwa, Wayada Aiwa, Kaya Atha, Shamka, Yahawa, Labadka, Al Yawan, Al Kal Rataza. In the English we read, keep not thy silence, O God, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites, of Moab and the Hagarenes, the Baal and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot, Salah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Seshir, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kisam, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb and like Zaid, yea, all their princes as Zabah and as Zamunda, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession. Oh my God, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burns the wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Lord. Let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the Most High over all the earth. Blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh wa Yahweh Shai, wa Maka Ya'ala, wa ala Hayam, wa Tazabaya, ala Wak Yahana, ha ala Wakyam, ha Saranyam, ha Kotazayanyam, ha Kayal Yalamyam, wa ha Akwakyam, Yahweh wa Hashem, Yahweh Shai, and what our mind. What we read in the English is, bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yohanan, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it. Sar, which means to turn. Sisters may be seated. Men of Israel, gonna give one courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Majim Shabbat, Majim, Barak, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Brakatam. Najim Matah, which means hands down. Sar, face the sisters. Men of Israel, we'll give one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Majim Shabbat, Majim, Barak, Yahweh Shema, Alatan, Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Najim Matah, class dismissed.